Oh dear God. Yes, welcome back to Horror Trans. I'm Stephanie Bree. I'm a trans woman. I talk about horror stuff, and oh my God, I have a headache thinking about this movie. This movie gives me heartburn. Um, I I have a confession. I watched this movie recently at a recommendation by a viewer who had suggested it to me. And I thought, okay, I've never heard of this movie, so I'll sit down and watch it. And 10 minutes into the movie, I realized, oh, I've seen it before. It was one of those random movies I put on Shudder when I first got Shudder, and I was just digging into their 80s catalog. And so it turns out I actually had seen it. So still thank you to the viewer for requesting it. But also, oh my God, dude, please don't request movies like this ever again. This was an unbearable watch. This is not a good movie. This is not a so bad it's good movie. This is just unbearable. There's no music of the in this movie to speak of. It's just like generic haunted house music you're gonna hear at every haunted house you've ever been to in your entire life. There's nothing thematic about it. It's just generic. It's like wolf howling and creepy pianos, and it's just boring. The acting, there is no acting in this movie. It's just people reading scenes. And I'm using that term loosely. They're really just saying words. They're not even really making coherent sense. And a lot of their words are, we're gonna die, let's get out of this house. We can't leave the house. There's monsters outside. Oh my God, we're gonna die. And then they all die. Um, the story, um, I don't even know if there is a story. There's a guy who I can't really tell if he's a zombie or an undead sorcerer or a vampire or what the fuck he is. But he's got a woman or a woman's body, corpse, in a coffin, but he also keeps her alive and has had babies with her. Weird. But she just wants to die. Uh, and she doesn't love him. But these random group of, I'm not going to say teenagers, they're adults. They're clearly adults. Stumble into his house and slowly get turned into monsters? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know how to describe this movie. It's a fucking mess. Shit happens. Roll credits. That's how you describe this movie. Please do not buy this movie. This is a rent. If you must watch it, do so on a streaming service or find it elsewhere. Do not give the filmmakers who made this piece of rubbish money. They don't deserve it. Um, I just, they don't. This movie is not good. Um, I could give you a scene by scene, but the scenes don't make sense. Nothing in this movie makes sense. If you want my live reactions, I did a Patreon bonus commentary where I watched the movie and talked about it. So you can go to patreon.com/Stephanie Bree and watch me watch this movie. Um, but other than, please give me money, I can use it. I don't really want to torture you by putting you through that miserable experience. So save yourself the trouble and avoid this movie at all costs.